Good week, everybody. I hope everybody had a great, successful, wonderful, wonderful week. This week's Parshas, Shelach. A lot going on in this week's Parshas. The fact that God said, send them out. Send out your spies. Let them go scope out the land. Let them go, because even the fact, after all the miracles God showed us, from Egypt, the 10 plagues, the Sea of Reeds, overcoming other nations in war and in battle, getting fed manna every day, getting meat when we needed to, getting water when we needed to, having fresh clothes every time. People didn't want to leave that. So Hashem said, send out 12 spies, one from each and every tribe. 12 spies went, they scoped out the land for 40 days. 10 came back with scary news. And they already walked out with fear, going to that land already with fear, because they didn't want to leave the desert. They wanted to stay in the convenience of the desert, because they knew if they had to get out of the desert, and that means work. That means we have to toil, that means we have to work hard, we have to earn a way, we have to plow our way, and learn Torah at the same time. Here in the desert, we can just sit back and just learn Torah all day, and God keeps providing for us. But at the same time, they walked over there with a bad intention and with fear. And they walked into the land and they start seeing giants and strong nations and powerful people. Even though we can trample them, we can crush them, God got our back, always, consistently. And a lesson from this week's Parshas, the fact that these guys came back, and only 2 of them went down there with full faith and came back with a positive story, with positive feedback. Their families were going to go into the land of Israel. But God says, you know what, these people keep provoking me. They keep not believing in me. Dwell 40 more years in the desert. You guys are going to hold out in the desert until all your generations pass through. And only everybody younger and the next generations are going to end up going into the land of Israel. You know, it takes a lot to have faith. I understand. But when you don't have faith, you have fear. And when you have fear, you have anxiety. And when you have anxiety, you have turmoil in your life. You're afraid. You get afraid to make a move. You get afraid to do what truly you want. Sometimes we fear of what we want. Sometimes our wants aren't what we need. But joy is the key to success. Joy is the key to life. And being happy no matter what you do. But have no fear. Having fear is always going to hold you back. And having the fear is always going to give you anxiety and worry and pain. Your health depends on it. Your health depends on it. We have to learn that God got your back when you're doing good. If you have the right faith. It will lead you to the land of milk and honey when you have faith in anything that you do, as long as you're doing right. Because if you're not doing right, you're only going to get slapped with the wrong. Just like these 10 tribes, just like the 10 leaders of the tribes that went out to the land of Israel to scope everything out, these spies. They were hit with a plague and they died. And for the punishment, because the people didn't have faith at that time, and they believed everything that these guys said, Hashem said another 40 years in the land. Another 40 years in the desert before you get to see the land for yourself, before your children's children will get you into the land. And here's the situation. When you don't have faith in yourself, it's going to be years and years and years until you see success. So have faith. Have faith in everything that you do. If it's something you're not meant for, move on. But there's something that you're meant for, and we're all meant for something. And the biggest thing that we're meant for is to do good and to have faith. That's what's going to lead us to the land of milk and honey, to stress-free. But we have to work for them. We have to understand you cannot stress. Stress only kills you. Can't fear, because that fear will only kill you. It's not going to get you to where you want to be. You have to fight and have full faith in yourself and have faith in God that He will provide for you when you do things with faith and do it right. By doing right and by doing good and by working hard. You have to. If you want to succeed, work hard. Work hard in what you want and you will always succeed. But you have to work hard, you have to dig, you have to keep striving, you have to keep working, you have to keep doing. Don't be like these 10 spies that go in and scope things out and say, I fear this, I can't do it. And they don't move forward. We have to move forward. So this week, try to send yourselves out to move forward and work harder on that. And you'll see success. And you'll reach the land of milk and honey. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos. And just continue having full faith in God. Everything will be fine. Have a blessed Shabbos and a wonderful, wonderful week.